All right then. Good morning, children of God.
Good morning.
What a wonderful day it is. So good to have you here with us. Here's something you want to think about just a little bit, right, before we begin. It's important that we realize what makes up our thinking and feeling. It's important. The question is it the truth that operates our mind and heart, or just opinion? And the answer to that question, Steve and I decided, was yes. Sometimes truth, sometimes opinion. But the way we make it more truth than opinion is when we join together as we are here today. Let us stand and sing in the silence. In this moment, love is here. Peace is here. Truth is here. God is here. And we take a moment and acknowledge His presence moving in and through us this day. This day, we ask for guidance and direction. This day, we choose to be open, receptive, and responsive to His instruction and guidance. This day, we are grateful to come together to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, in the power of the Christ. Amen.
We're now going to have the reading of the daily word, which is today guidance, and Diane Koash is going to do that for us.
Today is Sunday, April 26, 2015. God guides me to my highest good. Sometimes I may face challenges that I don't know how to meet. I may feel hopeless, worried, or lost. In a fog of anxiety, I may hesitate or freeze, afraid of moving in the wrong direction. My mind first turns to past experiences for answers. Then I realize I am ready for fresh ideas. I take a deep breath and remember to turn to God for guidance. Divine mind knows my truth and is a source of wisdom, always there for me when I seek a solution. I still my mind and enter the silence. Relaxed and connected to Spirit, I am open to limitless possibilities. New ideas arise, and I receive clear direction. God guides me to my highest good, the right and perfect outcome. From Psalms 32:8, I will instruct you and teach you the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Thank you.
Perfect. Be seated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In a moment, we're going to go into that time in our service for prayer and meditation. But before we do this day, what I'd like you to do, if you would, is join with me as part of that prayer, is to hold in prayer and thought and health and wholeness, right and perfect order for our friends in Nepal. For those of you who may not have heard, they had a giant old earthquake and a lot of challenges in that country. And so we want to hold them in the truth of them. We see them as whole and free, right and perfect order. That which I need in this moment is delivered. Okay? So as we hold that thought, we also have to remind ourselves of who are we. And the more often that we are willing to state with power of our word the truth of who we are, the more we bring that into expression in our world. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let us rest and join with Steve. The Father and I are one. From your heart now. And having spoken these words of the truth of us, gently now and easily, effortlessly, we move to that place within us that Jesus called our inner closet, our secret place. And as we enter in this day, we close the door. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I should have done. I close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I have yet to do this day. And for one holy moment, I rest. I breathe. And I listen. For in my prayers, I have learned to ask, here in the stillness, in the silence, answers come. Perhaps this day, a word, peace, love. A phrase. This day I resonate with the music. Within it, answers come. Regardless of how it appears to you this day, know these gifts come to you wrapped in love. And this day, I choose to say yes. This day, I reach out and accept these gifts. I immerse myself in them. And as I do so, each and every cell of my being responds. I am re-energized, revitalized, renewed. I am whole and free. Hear the stillness, affirming our oneness. We remember, I am a channel through which good flows into my world. In this moment, I open that channel wide, through me, from me, first to this place, joining together with other thought of like mind, growing in strength and power. A flow of love, of peace, order, harmony. This day, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing from me, through me. This flow moves into our community, wherever that may be this day. Touching, blessing each and every one of God's children. Across our state, touching, blessing, healing. Across our country, touching, blessing, healing. Around our world, touching, healing, blessing each and every one of God's children. Holding this feeling of oneness, this knowing of oneness. We can look at our world and say, regardless of appearance, I am there. Regardless of appearance, I am there. Regardless of appearance, I am there. From me, through me, across our universe, love flows. And knowing the truth of us, that in spirit we are never separate one from the other, in this moment, somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. For in this moment, the gifts you have sent are gratefully received, and that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle of life, whole and complete. I breathe it. I know it. And I live in it for one holy moment. Knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience we have shared, I now gently, easily, and effortlessly bring my attention back to this now, to this place, to this when. And from my heart I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." I knew there was another thing I needed to remind us about, me mostly, but bring you in on it. And that is that June is Christmas in June this year. And that is an opportunity for us as a congregation to come together and work with the Maslow Project and helping young people in our community. They're having a challenge. And the interesting thing is, in Christmas, a lot of people participate, but these kids need help all year long. And the interesting thing about June is school is out. So revenue that would have been spent on clothing is now being converted to food. So we're going to dedicate each Sunday in June to a variety of clothing and or toiletry articles. So we're going to have a sock Sunday. And we're going to have an undie Sunday. And we're going to have a Toiletry Tuesday on Sunday. I couldn't come up with anything that matched with that. But the whole idea is that we'll bring in things for young people. And the young people I'm talking about from little ones through teenagers. That's who Maslow Project works with. So just kind of hold that in thought, hold it in prayer, and we'll join together as a congregation and help each other and our community in that way. So, you believe that? Yeah, I do. One of the things that's interesting for me, and it happens all the time, and sometimes it's really hard to articulate, to get it out and really explain it, because so much of what we do collectively is experiential. We're going to talk more about that as we go along as well, but it's about taking what we have and putting it to work. And we have a lot of opportunity to question ourselves, because God loves our media and our brethren. And some people sometimes love you the most that look you right in the eye and say, I love you, and you can't. And it doesn't matter what's after you can't. It just falls in. So we're getting this negative stuff aimed at us all the time. And sometimes we fall prey to the notion that it would be really nice if I could find a place where I could eliminate all that negative stuff. How boring would that be? Well, we need to make a shift. I say that only slightly with tongue in cheek. You have to rethink it a minute. All the stuff that's coming at you is an opportunity to heal. No matter how it shows up. It's just thought. Nothing says you have to accept it. One of the things here we talk about is those thoughts held in mind. I have to hold them. I have to accept them before they become a reality. And the law works, by the way, whether it's negative or positive. That which you hold in mind has a tendency to produce after its kind. So, we have an opportunity to make some changes and some shifts in our thinking that'll change our outlook and our outcome, so that I can rethink something. And a lot of times it's, do I really believe this? It becomes a question of faith, doesn't it? And so I get reminders from time to time, and I like to share them with you. One of the things that has been most fascinating is in reprogramming and resynchronizing my brain and my body, is the side effects. Now that sounds a little strange, but it goes something like this. When you step barefoot on your carpet, can you feel the padding? I can. Well, here's why. Part of what's going on in my body is it's attempting to balance. So it's really getting in touch with what's around it. And I wish I could explain it better than this, but it's kind of like this. There is this energy field around me in every aspect, about this far out, that is working with my environment, re-signaling, re-energizing, revitalizing those synapses that were, quote, damaged, unquote. Because this is plastic by definition. Our brain has the ability to make shifts. It reconnects all the muscles. The challenge is the muscles take a while to get the message, including balance. So what I think is happening for me is that as I work on my balance and in movement and in harmony, allowing this mind of mine to work in harmony with this body tempo, I'm more aware of that which I had done at an unconscious level. That's really all it comes down to. So you do it every day. You're aware every day. You're aware of everything around you every day. When you breathe, hot or cold, do you have to look out the window to tell? Sometimes, yeah. But mostly you know, right? How do I feel in the moment? Joy or something else. It's balance in all things. I'm working in harmony. So the way I work is, as an idea comes to me, I get to choose whether to accept it and make it a part of my being, or let it go and it's okay. And once I accept it, it becomes a belief. And yeah, I believe that. Now, here's the little tongue-in-cheek. And that which I believe may not be true. What? Well, I hold on to things that I think are true, but I just don't have enough information yet, or I'm not yet willing to buy in 100% because I'm still considering the ideas that are coming at me. Every now and again, I want to sit down with a flat earther, and we could be concerned together about falling off the edge. Why? It's just information, yeah? Just an acceptance, a belief system. Doesn't make it true, necessarily, but it's part of that experience. Part of the experience says, I can live any way I choose. And sometimes we believe that, and sometimes we don't. We really don't believe it when we begin to pray to the great God, they, dear they and them, who has control over me. And it's really just those thoughts and feelings that are out of alignment. But I believe them to be true, and so it shows up in my world. What are you working on today? Just one thing, not the whole elephant, one bite. Just one thing that I can change by holding on to a new idea. Not counting Rob, because I'm going to hold my hand up in advance. How many of you had a thought of lack or limitation in this last week about your current living circumstance? Okay? This morning I watched people walking around in the snow in their bare feet. I watched them walking around rubble in towns that had fallen to the ground in their bare feet. I'm wearing shoes. Thank you, God. Very seldom does it happen that we experience that level of a belief in lack and limitation. It exists because we hold the thought. See, in God's world, there is no lack nor limitation. And it's just my judgment that you need shoes. My friend Dale Hoffman, if you have had the opportunity to meet him, he only wears sandals, and he only wears them when he's driving, because he thinks he ought to. Walks barefoot all the time. Okay? For him, one of the things that he explained about that is that he likes the notion of connection with his world. He feels that connection with his world. And we have a little barrier in there. Doesn't make him right or wrong, I just kind of point it out. It becomes his belief, yes? I believe you should walk around in shoes to keep your feet from getting, everybody had their own list, right? Blistered, cut. Those of you who have dogs, yeah? We all had a picture. So our belief is, let's wear shoes. Okay? Doesn't make it right or wrong, it's just a belief. And I don't need to hang on to this notion that I need to go barefoot or just wear sandals because Jesus did that. Also true, by the way, but that's not the point. It isn't about somebody else and their belief. It's about you and your belief. Holding on to what works for you and learning how to eliminate that which doesn't. So I can take these stuff that comes at me and just kind of go, no, I don't want to play there. Every now and again I think to myself, I want to be like the government. I want to own a drone. Anybody know that you can buy one for about $160? You can get it on the internet. It's way cool. It has its own little camera. That you can do it on your iPhone. 7 years ago, if I said iPhone, everybody in the room would have gone, huh? Because an iPhone's only 7 years old. It's new. Okay? So when I talked about drone, what beliefs did you grab hold of? And I asked this on purpose. What kind of thoughts and feelings went through you? May or may not be true, and it's okay. It's just what you're holding on to as a part of your belief system, good, bad. We still live in that, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your viewpoint, we still live in that position where we're still eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, bad and good, as opposed to just is. It just is. Our world just is. And we are learning how to cooperate with it. I think that's another one of the reasons that I'm feeling the way I do so much, is I spend a lot of time in this prayer. Thank you, God, for this body temple, for all of its cells, for all of its organs, for all of its systems, working together for good. That includes my immune system. We're quitting the fight. We acknowledge and where everything comes in. We love it, we bless it, we surround it with love, and if it does not fit the diagram, the design of this body temple, we love it and let it go. And it's hard work. Here's what I mean by that. It's a constant because I haven't done it for so long. I'm reminding myself of what we've been taught just in a new way. I'm learning how to pray unceasingly. I'm taking in a new thought that goes with that. Doesn't make the old thought wrong. Now watch. It does not make the old thought wrong. It just makes it an old thought. Here comes a new one that I'm playing with. And I say it on purpose. I'm playing with it. And I've explained this to a few folks, and who was there? Dennis and I were talking about sometimes when you explain things to people about what you think is very important, they go, because they don't understand, they just don't get it. And they're convinced they want to take at least 2 steps to the right, so in case lightning strikes, they won't get hit by it, which is also their belief system. But I hold this thought, and then I see, can I put it to work? Am I seeing results? Because remember, I said it's experiential. So the old thought, not wrong, I just set it aside. Here's an old thought. If God wanted men to fly, he'd have given them wings. I love you, I bless you. I let the thought go. And I take the airplane wherever I want to go. Right? Because that's my current level of understanding. Again, back to my flat earthers, let's get together. We're worried about falling off the edge. It's just a belief system. Doesn't make them wrong. Just means that's what they're holding in their thought. And I'm learning to honor that and love them through it and keep my judgment level down. That's the other thing, by the way, that's a side benefit from this practice, is I'm learning to let me not judge me so harshly either. I'm learning how to use righteous judgment, right useness. I'm willing to say to this body temple, be free to eliminate that which no longer serves us. Let us work together in peace and in harmony. And then be thankful when things work. That's hard sometimes because we're not used to doing it. Being grateful, being thankful for everything, for every breath you take, for every expression that shows up in my world, so that I have the opportunity to accept and take in new thought, new ideas, hold on to them if I choose, let them go if I don't, to take that which no longer serves me and let it go. The other thing that I found absolutely intriguing is how definitions have changed. One of the descriptions this morning was that Nepal is one of the poorest countries on the planet. And I went, oh, okay. But I had to repicture poor. When I was wandering around in Southeast Asia, in poor countries, there was no electricity. There was no indoor plumbing. Nepal has both of those. Now, granted, at the moment they're having a challenge. The poles are down. Nepal has the internet and cell phone towers. How poor is that? It's definition, isn't it? Now, I know what they mean, but I don't buy that anymore. My definition of poor has changed based on what? My understanding. And by understanding that each of us is moving through an experience we call our connection with God. And you can call it whatever you want. Allah, Allah, universe, Great Spirit, pick one. It's okay by me. Whatever works for you, that you can put to work for you, is the step you want to take. And share it. So that somebody will say, you believe that? Yeah, I do. And I'm okay with it. And I want to know, what do you believe? And this is why our conversations on Wednesday get absolutely fascinating, because they go all over the spectrum. Sometimes we even actually talk about why we came today. But sometimes it's really just all over the board, because we have created, and we've done it here as well to a degree, we've created a space where you're absolutely free to be you. 100%. There is no wrong with you. You're not broken. We're not here to fix you. I'm here to love you. To share with you that which works for me and has worked for others, because along the line I've learned a couple of times, too old, fast, too smart, slow, that I don't have to necessarily experiencing something in my personal life to know that I don't want to do it. May I humbly suggest, if you have a choice, don't have a heart attack. Just say it. Okay? I haven't had one of those and have no intention of having one, but my point is I know others have, and I know part of what the causation is, and so I'm working on those things so that I get to choose. You get to choose how your life will be. Now, the challenge with that comes up, in my case, is I've got 69 years worth of stuff stacked up over here. And a new thought that comes here that looks at that pile and says, no, I don't think so. Because I don't want to fight that hard. So I'm working on not fighting. Just come on in. Come on in. Bring all those new thoughts in. Because I know I don't have to hold them if they don't fit me. I know I can hold to the truth of who I am. And the more I hold to that truth, the more I will experience it and bring it forward in my life. And I get to change the boundaries that fit within my understanding of my oneness, my connection to God. Sometimes, like the thing this morning, are your thoughts and feelings based on truth or opinion? Yes. When I start to realize they're on opinion, that's when I need to make the shift. And here's how I do it. I take a moment and I breathe. Join with me if you would. Breathe. The alternative's not that good, by the way. Breathe. And in that breath, know this. You are a beloved child of God. And here is what comes to you. You are a beloved child of God, in whom I am well pleased. Now, if you're not sure about that, it's okay. Begin right here. Breathe. To you, to this body temple, to this expression of the oneness, I love you. Together? I love you. To this body temple, to this expression of the one, I bless you. Together? I bless you. To this body temple, to the expression of the one, I appreciate you. Together? I appreciate you. Breathe. Let your light shine. I behold the Christ. Together? I behold the Christ. I believe that.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.